your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've had some clouds return to the area, and they should stay with us overnight tonight. And we'll have partly cloudy skies with a chance for some storms for tomorrow. Overnight tonight, things should be mainly dry. There could be a stray shower or storm, but Storm Checker Doppler is totally quiet. With temperatures currently in the middle to upper 60s. We've got temperatures get around 69 for places like Springfield on our Roofing Dog iNet Flooring America weather camera. Winds are out of the northeast, pretty light. In fact, most spots are underneath 10 miles an hour. And as we go through our forecast planner for tomorrow, you get the chance for a few spotty storms in the afternoon hours, but otherwise, though, it's looking to be pretty mild. WCI 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We are very concerned about violent crime, especially what happened last night.
A large crowd surrounded a fight that broke out in Taylorville Thursday night. The police chief says this type of violence has become more common since the stay-at-home order started. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. Several police chiefs in central Illinois are raising questions as they've seen a noticeable spike in crime and violence during the COVID-19 pandemic. The fight in Taylorville last night resulted in several arrests. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen has that story.
There was weapons involved, which, sledgehammers and shovels.
A fight between several men led to more than 100 spectators gathering in the streets of downtown Taylorville Thursday night.
What was that like to watch that chaos unfold?
It's become normal for Taylorville, that kind of chaos.
Police arrived to the scene as the violence escalated.
We separated all the parties. We noticed an individual laying on the ground, bleeding from his head.
That man has since been discharged from the hospital. 4 other men were arrested, facing charges of mob action and aggravated battery. Police Chief Dwayne Wheeler says this is just one incident in a larger string of crimes that have been happening recently.
What we've seen in the last 10 days is a spike in crime. Our thefts are going up. We're getting fight calls.
He started to notice the trend as the pandemic has stretched on.
With this COVID-19, people are stressed, they're frustrated, their anxiety levels are high, things are not going their way, and now they're coming out. A lot of people are angry and just making bad decisions.
The increase in crimes extends into other cities. The Decatur police chief says there has been an increase in gun violence since the start of the pandemic. Authorities are pleading with people to control their actions, and when crimes do happen, tell police what you know to help solve them.
Community engagement and community policing is our main focus. And I could say without a doubt that we have the support of the community, because when they call and they tell us information, we take action.
Reporting, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
3 days ago in Decatur, 5 people were shot at one scene. Police say nobody at that scene shared truthful information about what they know or what they saw. Decatur's police chief pleaded on social media today, saying, quote, "For those who are victims and or involved in these shootings, it is time for them, their family and friends to step up and end this culture of violence. Be part of the solution and put an end to this unacceptable behavior. It is time for courage and change for the good of our community." State lawmakers will return to work for an extra day of special session tomorrow. The House and Senate have not yet held any public debate on how quickly to reopen Illinois or how to punish companies that won't comply with the governor's orders.
We need to check the governor's authority. That's what we're elected to do. We should not go home until we come up with a bipartisan, a plan that the legislature and the governor work on to re-engage this state.
And it is their obligation, frankly, to do their duty. They don't seem to want to help in any way dealing with the COVID-19 crisis by offering us the ability to use a small enforcement mechanism that we've asked for.
The governor said he would be disappointed if lawmakers don't grant him new enforcement powers. Republicans say they want to limit his emergency powers to just 30-day increments. Many votes this week were both contentious and along party lines, but one bill headed to the governor's desk got bipartisan support. It's clarifying the role workplaces have keeping workers safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Illinois' Workers' Comp Act, the burden of proof usually falls on the worker and doesn't apply to emergency personnel. Once this new measure becomes law, first responders can legally argue they caught coronavirus on the job. Employers can counter-argue if they prove they took precautionary steps in the workplace. Many voters will be getting vote-by-mail applications ahead of the general election in November. A measure passed today applies to everyone who's voted in the state since 2018. Governor Pritzker promised his signature on the measure, though he says it does not go far enough. Some Republicans opposed the bill, saying the legislation opens the door to voter fraud. The plan also makes this November's Election Day a state holiday for state workers and schools and allows 16-year-olds to serve as election judges, giving them authority to verify signatures on ballots mailed from voters who cannot or are not comfortable voting in person.
While I'm for vote by mail, I don't support vote by fraud. And unfortunately, this is essentially the Voter Fraud Legalization Act.
I'll tell you what's a fraud is that people that I represent and people that you represent couldn't vote in the primary because they felt like they would be exposed to a disease.
The measure also allows local election authorities to set up secure collection sites for ballot returns. Here's a follow-up now. A small business in Clay County is excluded from the governor's stay-at-home order. A judge ruled in favor of HCL Deluxe Tan in Clay City. The owner sued the governor, but he wasn't only asking for his business to be excluded. He wanted all non-essential businesses in the state to get a temporary restraining order. The judge did not, however, grant that request. One bar is opening early, and the owner says he does not plan on shutting down. The Depot Bar in Cerro Gordo opened its doors tonight. The owner says they filed a lawsuit last week and were told by their lawyer they could reopen today. He said they hadn't been contacted by the health department and wouldn't shut down if served a cease and desist order. The DeWitt Bi-County Health Department says it's looking into the matter and will contact the state's attorney. Some restaurants have decided it's not worth reopening next week with outdoor seating. In Monticello, Fieldhouse 219 owner Michelle Murphy says her limited space for outdoor seating would only allow for about 3 tables. She says it wouldn't be smart to open to only serve those 3 tables.
The building already is very small. The patio is very small. So until I can use every square foot of it, it doesn't make sense. I mean, the margins are already too small. So I'm staying firm. I mean, I know that there are a lot of people that don't have that option, but we do. And I can't bring my employees back and expect them to work the same way they did for a fraction of the money.
City leaders in Monticello are offering parklets for businesses. Those are basically patios that go over parking spaces and provide seating space. For more information about how to apply for those, you can check out our website. The Illinois Department of Employment Services says some personal financial information may have been viewed without authorization. An internal investigation showed there was a glitch in the system built for pandemic unemployment assistance. Representatives say they've started to notify more than 32,000 claimants whose information may have been unintentionally viewed. IDES says computer records show only one person saw the information, which could include names, social security numbers, and street addresses associated with a person's claim. Now, the department says no information was used improperly, and it's unlikely to happen again. The governor says claimants are being given options to monitor their account information moving forward.
The IDES has been extraordinarily careful and taken extra precautions here by making sure that the contractor has provided for more than 35,000 people the ability to track their own credit reports to make sure that nothing goes wrong for them.
Those claimants can now enroll in free credit monitoring for 12 months. Looking at the latest numbers on COVID-19 in Illinois, more than 2,700 new cases were announced today. There are now more than 105,000 in the state. 110 more people have died. There are now about 4,700 deaths in Illinois. There's some good news for Illinois athletes, how soon they could get back to campus. Plus, some cities are trying to get tourism back on track, what they say you could do with your car. And it's been a long wait for senior living residents, but it was worth it to see their loved ones.